Just going to pretend like we're not even live yet. We totally are. And now you're not a blue box. What's up, you guys? Thanks for joining us for the February 12th, 2025 State of Play. We've been looking forward to this for quite a while. And we appreciate everybody hanging out here, being here live, watching two guys who care more about VR than flat screen games. Probably watch an entire stream that has no VR games. My name is Bryan Paul from this channel right here without Parole and with me. You're becoming my regular State of Play guy, aren't you, Jammy? This is Jammy Hero from youtube.com/@JammyHero.
Yeah, it seems that way. I mean, I'm not going to complain. It's always a good time, even if we don't have any VR games. Which, yeah, maybe today we won't, but we'll see. We'll see.
Dude, I think we've only got about 19 minutes before this show starts, so let's not waste any time. I say we get right over to the PlayStation blog and try to dissect the careful wording of this
Agreed.
PlayStation blog post. We always, I feel like we always read a little bit further into it than we should. However, I think there's reason to dissect it just as much today. So let's see what it says. State of Play returns today, February 12th. This is from Tim Turry, Content Communications Manager, Sony Interactive Entertainment. It says, State of Play is back tomorrow. It's today, February 12th. Tune in live for news and updates on great games coming to PlayStation 5. Let's stop right there.
Yeah.
PSVR 2 games are also on PlayStation 5.
That is true. That is the console that we're on, you know?
Right?
I think
usually so specific, though, right? That's the problem.
Yeah.
That they're always usually so specific. Right?
Is this a new author of this post as well? Not to get ahead of us here.
I think it is.
So maybe.
There's got to be, isn't there like some kind of template over at Sony though, where it's like, it doesn't matter who the author is. It's like Mad Libs. You just fill in the blanks and you're like, what day and what kind of games are being shown. I'm
going to cope and say no. I'm going to say they just make it up because I'm still hopeful. There's got to be something in here, maybe.
There are no rules when it comes to the PlayStation Store or the PlayStation blog. So we just smile and nod and pretend like everything's just fine, Tim Terry. He continues and says, this show celebrates a creative and unique selection of exciting games from studios around the world. The 40-minute show. Let's stop again. Bro.
That's just a long one.
We're used to 20-minute State of Plays, right? That's like generally how they advertise these?
Yeah, it's usually like 20 plus and maybe we get like 25 or something, which this is a beefy show. I'm just scared that we're going to have a 20-minute trailer for the new Death Stranding, and that's going to be half of it, but we'll see. But it's a long one.
There's so many ways that this 40-minute presentation could go wrong because, like you said, anytime they've focused on one game for 10, 15, 20 minutes of it, it just drags. It's never like that exciting, right? And then also we've seen examples of this where they show a game, and then they talk to the developer for a couple minutes after.
Oh, yeah.
There's nothing worse than watching a preview for a game that you don't care about and then hearing more about it from the guys who made it. It's like, move along.
I think we had that with Concord when that got revealed for the first time, and we were sat there like, okay, cool, 8-minute trailer, and then we got another like 4 minutes of them talking about like, it's just put me to sleep a little bit, but hopefully not today. I'm not really sure what. I have no expectations for this really in terms of VR, but anything's on the table. I mean, PlayStation's getting some Xbox games, which could be exciting for a lot of people. PlayStation's got some new games to announce. But yeah, VR-wise, I have no clue. Absolutely no clue.
The chat is great. Cousin Ed says, I'm good with 20 minutes of Death Stranding 2. Grandpa's Barbecue or GameCat says, first 20 minutes is the countdown. Oh, that's so good. Concord 2. 30-minute Concord 2 trailer says GameCat Andrew Ehrenreich. They're like, we've been listening to your complaints, and we swear we're going to get it right this time.
We're doing it again.
Right.
Oh no, please no.
So listen, I'm all for a longer State of Play that shows more games. But man, it's going to be extra disappointing if they give us basically a State of Play that's twice as long as we're used to, and then don't even dedicate 1 or 2 minutes to VR games. That would be absolutely ridiculous. So we got 15 minutes before the show starts. That's the big question, Jamie, is do you think we're going to see any PSVR 2 games? I know, wording aside, we're about to watch 40-minute presentation. Will there be any PSVR 2 games?
I am going to say yes. I mean, okay, I'm going to cheat. I'm going to put 2 answers up. So one answer is Yes, but it's going to be a hybrid. Say, like, I think the Five Nights at Freddy's community have been talking about maybe the new game being shown off here, and that could be, maybe not explicitly them going a VR game because it's a flat game as well, but we could be in on that. And the other cheating answer, my second part of the answer is I think it could just be the wording's different, and we're going to get our usual 1 or 2 games. If the wording has changed on purpose, then I would say probably like the FNAF trailer or something, and that's all we're going to get. But we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think the wording could make perfect sense if all the PSVR 2 games we see are hybrid games. And Secret of the Mimic, Five Nights at Freddy's is a great example of that. As you said, the Five Nights at Freddy's community is gung-ho about this stuff. Like, they are talking about it. It's ramping up. They're expecting, I think, that the game is supposed to come out in April. I could be wrong about that. And so this would be the perfect time. We saw a debut of the Secret of the Mimic teaser, I believe, in a former State of Play or a different Sony show. So it seems like Sony's in bed with Steel Wool Studios, and that could be something we see today, which is kind of cool. I don't know if you've been paying attention to that, but it feels like more like a full game than a lot of the Five Nights at Freddy's games have prior to that. Like, it feels like it looks like you walk around and you actually interact with stuff, and it's like full locomotion. Like, you're in wherever the hell you're in Five Nights at Freddy's games. Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria. Oh man, I'm gonna get so much shit from Five Nights at Freddy's fan. Well, what do you mean you don't know where Five Nights at Freddy's takes place? I'm sorry. I wish I was.
I think you're right though. You're for sure right with like the locomotion and everything. I mean, if I want to say right, some of the content creators over in that sphere have had like they've had kind of hands on with it already, right? With the PSVR 2. So yeah, we'll see. It could be a good shout.
It's Steph and stuff that is. You're always the one that's talking about the sound quality, right? Is that you? I don't. I'm just wondering, like, how many people are hearing sound issues here. Here, let me, Jim, I'm gonna turn you down just a bit here and see what's going on here. All right, it is you. Okay. Listen, I'm happy that we got people looking out for quality. Without Parole has never been known for quality anything. We're just happy that anything works. Everything's held together with duct tape and wire coat hangers. So we're just keeping our fingers crossed. And then after this show, we got a full episode of Gamescast, so which is going to be about 30 minutes late, guys, because this is going to run long. So then we can complain about Wes's sound quality then. Oh, Jammy's a little high. Okay, good. We'll just...
Bring me down.
Did you smoke pot before we started the show? Did you get high?
No comment.
No.
It's calm my nerves, Bryan.
All right. Okay. So what other hybrid games could there be? If Secret of the Mimic is one of them, like, what other hybrid games do we even have coming?
Midnight Walk is the only other one I can think of.
Ooh, that's
maybe a little bit more of that. I don't know. Everything else is kind of slipping my mind. I think most of the stuff I've heard in terms of rumblings about a State of Play at any point at the start of the year is a lot of flat screen stuff, which is the usual. I mean, we heard a little bit about Metro before Metro got revealed, but that's probably the only time I can think of when something VR related has been kind of like leaked beforehand. But we'll see. I mean, Resident Evil's one that if it is here, we hope and we pray that it'll have the ongoing VR support that we expect. I would be incredibly ecstatic if Resident Evil 9 was here, but who knows?
Brass Lantern says Jammy's stoned.
That'd be unprofessional, Brass Lantern. No.
Yeah. It's perfect. It's exactly what we're looking for. All right, with 11 minutes left on the clock. Okay, I've got a couple of thoughts here. I think the Midnight Walk would be an awesome game to show more of. I'd love to see some actual gameplay footage of that. But I think if we ignore the wording and we just say, it's going to be like a regular State of Play, and there's going to be straight up PSVR 2 games there, Aces of Thunder, it's time.
Yeah.
Right? All the promotional stuff for that game has been on the Gaijin Interactive or Entertainment, whatever the studio is called. It's been on their Instagram. It's been on their Facebook. They've been doing all the promotion for this game, and Sony really hasn't. They've sort of like taken their foot off the gas as far as promoting the game. And so everyone's been like, well, why isn't there a release date yet? In my gut, I feel like Sony wants to be the one to say, and it's coming on, March 15th or whatever hell date it is. So I think Aces of Thunder could be here. I think that would be a big one.
That would be great. To ensure even more panic, imagine like a shadow drop or something. You waited this long, it's out now. Go and play it. That would be wild. But I mean, it would be a scramble for us, but it would be really cool. A lot of people saying Light No Fire as well. I mean, it's been a while since we've heard anything about Hello Games' next project. If that was here, that would be amazing. Assuming that they bring over their VR implementation from No Man's Sky to that game, that might be even if it doesn't come at launch, I'd say that probably will happen. But if that's here, that'd be great because I'd love to see more of that. It seems really, really interesting.
Yeah, I think when it gets revealed, or when PSVR 2 support gets revealed for that game, which I'm with you, feels really, really likely, especially since every time they talk about or recently when they were talking about No Man's Sky and the additions that they brought to No Man's Sky and the technical improvements they've made to it, they talk about they talk about saying, hey, these are the things we're doing in Light No Fire, and we're bringing them back to our previous game. And it's like, okay, cool. It's almost all but confirmed. But Popsicle said,
we know it works.
Miles to watch this. Oh, sorry, Miles. I didn't know you were streaming. Hopefully,
Miles.
Poor Miles. Dude, the last time I saw Miles streaming, it was the Street 10 VR. And I was like, you know what?
Oh, no.
Let's just put him out of his misery. Oh, shit. Where's that sound coming from? Do you guys hear sound? There it is. I found the sound.
Oh.
Sorry. I don't think maybe the stream heard it. Probably the stream heard it. Let me just check in on the actual.
We have a countdown.
Yes. Oh, sweet. Okay, we'll just leave the countdown on here then. That's good. The question is can I go full screen on the countdown?
It's a bit of a jump scare, that one. Not gonna lie, I didn't expect that.
Well, I guess this disproves the 20-minute countdown starting at 5 p.m.
Yeah. At least we can relax about that.
There we go.
Yeah,
Right,
honestly,
cool.
I'm not sure. Like, I think there's a potential for a lot of stuff to be unveiled here. I hear a lot of rumblings about a Sony studio that's never made a game before that apparently might be here showing off something, but I'm assuming that's flat screen. For us guys, we just kind of sit here and we guess and we hope. And then whatever does come about is usually something good. Like the last couple of state of plays have been pretty on the money in terms of having at least one announcement that either we're really interested in or like positive about. So.
Yeah, Interstellar. I mean, anytime Naughty Dog debuts a new game, a new IP, new anything, really, I think it's the kind of thing that you just stand up and pay attention to, right? Naughty Dog has been one of the best developers for the better part of the last, I don't know, decade or so, maybe longer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I say decade, but I've been playing their games since like Crash Bandicoot, so that'll be interesting. I hope they show some of that. I don't know, man. Like Resident Evil 9, what's that's been
possible, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. I got a list here. I wrote down a bunch of stuff before coming on it, and then I immediately like blank it all out, and it's just gone. But like Ghost of Yotei, we saw a little bit of last time. We got Wolverine in the works. Marathon as well is the new Bungie game.
Oh,
yeah. There's a Jurassic Park game that Sony seemed to be kind of beefing up a bit. I wish that was in VR. That looks great. A couple of things.
It's not called Interstellar. It's Intergalactic. The Heretic
Intergalactic, that's
Prophet.
the one.
And also, like, can we just address the name of this game? Intergalactic probably would have been fine on its own, but the Heretic Prophet, like, did we need the colon and the subtitle?
I leave it for the sequel, maybe.
Yeah, I felt this way about Uncharted because when Uncharted got revealed, it was just called Uncharted, and then by the time it came out, it was called Uncharted: Drake's Fortune. I was like, did we need that? But it's like, I don't know. Maybe it makes more sense once you played the game. It definitely makes more sense once you played the game.
Yeah.
I don't know. What's
I'm excited for that though.
What's the chat saying? I feel like the chat always has better insight as to what we're going to see than we do. The Game Cat Andrew Aronach with the $2 tip says, "Yo Jammy, yo Bryan, happy State of Play Day." Thank you very much. Happy State of Play Day to all of you guys as well. Also, shout out to everybody who's watching. We always really respect the fact that you could watch this anywhere. You could watch it with nobody talking over it over on the official YouTube PlayStation YouTube channel. The fact that you guys are here, knowing full well that we mostly only care about VR games, that's pretty crazy. So thank you for being here. AJ's in the chat saying planetary : intergalactic. Love it. We also got Idle A Morningstar with 10 euros says best place to watch State of Play. Thanks, Bryan. Oh, thanks, buddy. Appreciate that. All right. With 5 minutes to go, what would be I want to get crazy. I feel like what happens here is we try to lower expectations so much that when no VR games are shown, or we only see VR games that we've heard about, or it's just kind of a sad showing of VR games.
Mm-hmm.
What would be a dream come true? Did we already say it with Resident Evil 9, or is there something bigger?
I guess in the terms of like the VR space, one that would be overdue by this point that would kind of be wild would be something like Half-Life Alyx. That's kind of an out there one we've been hoping for ages. I'd say that like if it was something relevant to what's happening now, especially with the hand tracking that just got implemented with Walter the Wizard, I think if they came out in this show and were like, there's a free demo for the hand tracking with a bunch of mini games, maybe Astrobot themed, that would be amazing. Imagine something like that, to be like, you can all go try it with your headset, see what the tech's like. That would be great. I don't know. I don't know if that would happen, but it would be a hope of mine. What about yourself?
I mean, so I was talking to a developer earlier today in our voice chat on Discord, and this person had mentioned about that hand tracking that we all get to try in Waltz of the Wizard this week, and says how easy it would be now to track the DualShock 4, right? And so how easy it would be to bring over all of these games from PSVR 1 that used the DualShock 4 as the controller, and you saw the controller in game, and so you really thought this is a possibility, not something that maybe we'll see today. But I know that Markio was asking on one of the last games casts. He's like, well, doesn't this mean we can track the Move controllers now? And the fact is we could always track the Move controllers. The PSVR 2 headset could always track them, right? Yeah. So it's like, it's a touch of, hey, this is kind of cool, right? Like we can finally get maybe just play Astrobot Rescue Mission, like the PSVR 1 version on PSVR 2. But the fact is like if it could already track the Move controllers for the last 2 years, then like what are we fucking doing? Like why haven't we already seen these games? So I think that's as exciting as that prospect is, it's probably not something to get excited about, because if they wanted to do it, they probably would have done it already.
Yeah, I just don't know if the division, in terms of who's doing everything for VR at Sony, are that in touch with what people really, really would want in that sort of niche, But it would be a dream come true. Like there are so many PSVR 1 games that I revisit still that I just wish I could come back to. But yeah, it's a long shot, I'd say.
Markio's in the chat. The second I heard that today, I was like, I got to give Markio his due, because like you said it, I kind of shot it down like probably a little too quickly, and then he's in the chat saying, "See, I knew it, ha ha ha." Corporate Zombie says Static 2 with DualSense. Dude, just give me Static 1 again. My brain cells are so dead that I don't remember any of those puzzles. All right. Flippy Nugget says Alex. I was gonna say Alex is a joke. Then I thought that's not even funny.
Too cruel. We've waited too long. I wish it was on the platform, but
I don't know, man. It is weird, because when they debuted the PC adapter for PSVR 2, what game did they show on your screen? They showed Half-Life Alyx specifically. I was like, you don't just do that and not talk to Valve, right? So there's a conversation happening.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So there's a conversation happening between Sony and Valve. And so it's like, what's the other side of that conversation? Right? It's like, what is Valve saying back to them? Like they're saying, oh yeah, hey, like we'll throw you a bone. We'll throw you a bone. We just want VR to succeed. We'll throw you a bone and we'll port that over, or we'll let you port that over. There's no world where that conversation didn't happen in some degree or another, right? Where Sony didn't say, hey, can we make this happen? Right? Even if the answer was no, that conversation happened. I just want to know what the answer was.
If it's going to be any company really that's going to push for VR as a whole, I think it's Valve, to be honest. They're like, in terms of we would make that happen, I just hope that either it's in the works or it fell apart for like a reason that isn't really gut punching, but it's just, some people say that Alyx is sort of dated, and in some respects it is nowadays in terms of mechanics, but it is just it's a fantastic game in its own right, visually, in terms of animations, and some gameplay elements really still hold up. And I played through it only a couple months ago again with the PC adapter for the second time. It still holds up. Like it's a couple years old now, but it can go with the big boys of last year in terms of releases. And I think there are so many people on PlayStation that haven't played it that would buy it. It would sell a lot. It really would.
I mean, I would. I've never played it. I was very convinced that we were going to get this. Thanks. Don't rub it in or anything, Jammy. Yeah, I was convinced. Like, how could we not get this? This makes perfect sense. Somebody's going to make a deal, and it didn't happen. Yeah, and as much as I've heard that's a little dated here and there, like you just don't get these massively huge budget VR games, and so I'm sure that the just the visual splendor would make up for any of its maybe inadequacies or whatever.
Yeah,
you know
it's
what?
exactly that. Yeah.
But you did just remind me. I don't know how. I think I think somebody in the chat might have said Death Stranding. Maybe you said Death Stranding. But then I just thought of Death Relives. Death Relives is about to come out on the flat screen PS5, and it's getting PSVR 2 support later this year. So
Could be another one.
it could be another one. So it is time, man. We got 30 seconds on the clock. I got to make sure my AirPods are in here so I can actually hear this thing. Nope. A lot of hiss is what I'm hearing. All right.
Here we go.
Turn that down.
The final countdown.
Final countdown. All right, you guys, let's do this. I'm turning the volume up. Ready to go. 10 seconds. Are you up with me? 10, 9, 8.
Yeah.
7. Sweet. There's nothing I could do otherwise. Didn't matter.
Here we go.
I had no idea just how big the world is.
Not VR off to a bad start here,
I mean, maybe someday this would be a great game to have in VR.
Yeah.
Flying feline incoming!
Some people saying they like Monster Hunter. Some people saying they really don't like it.
Hey, man. I've never heard of any game or any game series that was universally loved by anybody. I got people that hate fucking Resident Evil. What are you going to do?
But now that's possible.
Stand witness to how its existence unfolds.
I'm working on the audio balance, man. Sorry.
Ooh, apparently we're sorted. Awesome. Yeah, not for me, but I hear good things about it. But not. Yeah, I don't have any knowledge about Monster Hunter, but yeah, exciting
皆さんこん
looking.
にちは。モンスターハンターワイルズプロデューサーの辻本です。
Oh my god, I thought I was on the wrong
ア
stream.
ップデート第一弾の追加モンスターとして
This guy's just speaking Japanese. Alright, thank god.
この他にも
We're getting the developer interviews that we
コンテンツは
that we
Oh,
did.
so exciting.
詳細は改めてお知らせしたいと思っております。本作は発売後に数回のタイトルアップデートを予定しています。タイトルアップデート計画については追ってお知らせしますので
The chat's already yawning. We're in big trouble. This is a 40-minute show. They're already bored by the first minute.
あと少し
There's gonna be this for another many minutes.
Yeah, but hopefully games you actually care about.
本日の発表は以上となります。
Yeah, I mean, if there's a Resident Evil announcement, if there's something God of War related, that'd be great. There's a lot of things here that would make me get excited aside from VR, but VR would be the peak of that. So we'll see.
Yeah, Sega's always exciting.
Yeah.
More than a weapon, it is the soul of a shinobi. No obstacle can stand in their way.
It is really funny to see kind of like this return to form with like all of these games that sort of debuted during this 8 and 16-bit era, like these 2D side-scrolling sprite-based games. When PS2 and Xbox first came around, everybody like went 3D and they were like, oh, we're gonna try to keep up with the times, and then ultimately they were just like, no, we're just gonna fall back and stick with what we're good at. This looks pretty good.
Yeah, art style wise as well, looks fantastic.
I think this. I've got my sound is like 10 seconds before everything else. Just happy it's working on the stream properly.
Yeah. You'll know if there's a PSVR 2 game 10 seconds before you see it.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, we have a Sonic game.
All right, I know at least one person that's going to be happy about this. Dude, I haven't played a new kart racer. I mean, like other than Galaxy Kart on PSVR 2. I haven't played a new kart racer since. I guess I spent a lot of time with Mario Kart 8, but like, man, it's just crazy that these things are still rolling out.
Yeah, agreed, man. I mean, God, the last one I played really was probably Mario Kart on the Wii, not even the Switch. So it's been a while for me as well. And I haven't played Galaxy Kart still, and people crucify me for that, which is fair enough. It's fair enough. I need to play it.
I agree. Why haven't you played it yet? What's going on?
It's just the stars haven't aligned for that one. Yeah, it needs to happen. I need to get in on that.
Listen, and nothing against Galaxy Kart, because I do love Galaxy Kart, but I also understand that's made by a small team of people, you know, like, who are making trying to make a full-fledged kart racer. They've done a great job. But man, like just throwing VR support into like a Mario Kart or Sonic racing game, it'd just be unbelievable. I just can't understand how that's not a thing yet.
Like, give me Wipeout as well. Give me Wipeout again, but on PSVR 2. Oh, it just needs to happen. I don't know why. Why have they not done it?
Break free. Become unbound from the laws that
I like trains.
reality.
Me too. We have that in common.
The gears of time once again.
An apocalypse looms over parallel worlds as their fates begin to intertwine. The battle to alter destiny begins. Embark on a journey alongside gods, heroes, and monsters of bygone eras. The anomalies.
I think I was too old for Digimon when it came out. I was feeling a little old for Pokemon when that came out, and then it was, all the clones came out, and I was like, nope, I skipped it all. And then every so often you see a game like this, and you're like, oh, maybe I shouldn't have skipped this. This looks really good.
Yeah, I had one Digimon game on the original Xbox, and it was like a Super Smash Bros. Style fighting game, and that's the extent of my Digimon knowledge, and that's it.
Dude, I gotta say, I'm really happy with the pace of this so far. I don't think they're gonna keep up this pace. I feel like they're gonna hit a roadblock at some point and focus on a game for way too long. But so far, man, if it's just like 45-second trailers one after another,
Pretty happy with it, yeah.
that'd be a great 40+ minutes.
We've slowed down a little bit. Hopefully this goes.
It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
Yeah. We got 40 minutes. We got ages, it's all right.
Went too far in the other direction with the sound. I got you, KB.
接下来，我非常激动地向大家展示全新的游戏预告，并正式确认游戏的发布日期。
I keep having the same dream. A horrible dream. Where monsters invade our world. A powerful being falls from the sky. And when it seems they might vanquish the invaders, the dream
There's a lot of
ends.
games here that I watch and I think if these were VR games, I would be so on board.
Just a dream?
Just
Like,
My
but like
only
like
hope
every game,
lies with you.
yeah,
right?
yeah.
That's been the great
Honestly,
thing about
I'd give 'em a
VR.
go, yeah.
Is that I could sit here, like if VR didn't exist, I'd sit here and go, no, 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 yes, yes. Like this one looks great. But then, yeah, but VR's just made me want to play everything. It doesn't matter if it's a genre that I liked or not.
Whereas with stuff like this, it's like, if I was in the headset in that world, that would be fantastic. But I don't know.
I see great power within you, a destiny waiting to be fulfilled.
This looks really big budget for a China Hero Project game.
Yeah.
Like usually that's like supporting smaller, Chinese developers who, kind of need a leg up. And this Looper in the chest, it looks
Visually,
like
it
a cool
looks
Final
fantastic.
Fantasy clone. Yeah. Even
Yeah.
from a production
Yeah.
value, it's like a Final Fantasy clone. Or maybe I've been in VR too long and I forgot what AAA production values actually look like on the flat screen.
Yeah, it does look pretty fantastic. No, you're right on the money there
Never
for sure.
wanted to be a hero, but for humanity's sake, you must.
Then give me your power, Arena.
I feel like I've heard of Lost Solar Side before in terms of like the name of it. May 30th.
Hi everyone, I'm Sean Benson. We've got several updates today from partners around the world, starting with news from the Like a Dragon series.
I gotta fix my
First up, a playable demo
My
of
sync
Like a
here, it's
Dragon,
throwing me
Pirate
off.
Yakuza in Hawaii arrives on PS5 this Friday. Players could try out 2 battle styles, including Goro Majima's new Sea Dog style, as well as engage in naval battles at the Pirates Coliseum.
There we go. Now I'm spot on.
Nice. Okay, we're up to
Sega
speed.
and Mint Rocket
And Miles has
joined
just
forces
put
in
the
Ichiban
Street 11
Parole,
VR
a
in
new
the chat,
crossover
and
DLC coming to the Ichiban Kasuga and other Like a Dragon characters team up to thwart a gang of troublemakers in classic beat-em-up style, all while perfecting.
I look
new
away for a
recipes of
second,
macho
and
sushi.
what's going on?
Dave the Diver Ichiban's Holiday arrives this April on PS5 and
It's like
PS4.
the weirdest Dave the Diver crossover ever.
The Splitgate
Okay.
2 alpha begins February 27th on PS5.
What I will say is
Use
that like
portals and
games like
futuristic
Dave the
physics to
Diver
dominate
are what
the
keep me
arena
going
and
back
play
to
a new
flat screen
24-player
games. It's
mode
not the
where
big
3
AAA
teams
games. It's like the
compete
cute
on a
indie
massive
games that,
map.
just like suck me in with like awesome, addictive gameplay loops.
I do need to play Dave the Diver. I was speaking to I think I spoke to Miles about it when the Game Awards were on. We were in a big screen like room watching it with a couple of people, and I was like, yeah, I've never got hands on it. He was like, dude, you got to play this game. And now, yeah, another endorsement from you. I should.
The problem is I was looking for a game that I could kind of like play while I was watching TV, and it's just not that kind of game. Like I thought it was just going to be like this real simple thing. It's tons and tons of dialogue, and it's like I thought it was going to be a great Portal game, but man, it's like there's so much text to read that I'm like, all right, maybe I'll just play this on my PS5 proper.
Yeah.
Miles says Dave the Diver is amazing, but would be better in VR, like most games.
Yeah. You can kind of blanket that on a lot of stuff, and I'm on board with any VR-ified game.
Toward the future. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen.
All right, man, we are 14 minutes in. That means we're about a third of the way through. And nothing yet. Nothing yet. I mean, whatever.
Yeah, nothing. We'll see.
Decent
We'll
announcements.
see.
Decent
Yeah.
announcements. Yeah. Evan says the haptics are really good on Dave the Diver. That's true.
You're selling me even more. That's the question, because I've got a Steam Deck and I love it, but if the haptics are good on PlayStation, I might be inclined to get it on that. So maybe.
It's 2025, and every
So what's
day
Randy
we are
Pitchford
getting
doing here?
Closer to the launch of Borderlands 4.
Borderlands 4.
Yeah, I see. Miles says, except Concord, that can stay flat. Yep. Yeah, I agree with that.
I'm gonna kill the sound a little bit. Try not to get a copyright claim.
Oh yeah, smart. Yeah, and another good point by Jin007 there, saying like about VR stuff. We got the anniversary soon, don't we? We didn't really talk about that earlier, I guess.
Yeah.
Maybe that's a more, likely place to see some more news for the headset.
I mean, I'm a little nervous because I feel like what they would do for the anniversary is the same thing they kind of always do, right? Is that they would do a PlayStation VR spotlight, and so they would, just be like some stuff on the PlayStation blog post, and it would be like a bunch of ports or updates on games we've already heard about.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, would get like, and available right now, some Quest game that like they just ported and didn't do a very good job of porting.
It was like that last year, right? I forget what the Quest game was. God, it feels like it was yesterday. That it doesn't feel that long ago, but yeah, you're right there in terms of that.
It was the Wizards Dark Time Brotherhood.
Yeah.
And then I forget. Yeah, there was another one too. I forgot.
But I hope that we see something here so it frees up a bit of space for the anniversary, if that makes sense. Because on the anniversary, if they haven't shown off anything here, they're free to announce the Aces release date. They're free to talk about Hitman a little bit more. They're free to talk about Wanderer a little bit more. And then that's maybe our 3 or 5 slots filled out, So we'll see.
Yeah.
Oh, is this Split Fiction, that It Takes Two game?
Oh, I've heard people talk about this. I've never seen anything on it though. Looks like it.
So you want to go through more of your crazy stories?
My crazy stories?
But how are we supposed to get out of here if we don't start to trust each other?
I don't need your trust.
Well, I kind of need yours.
2, 1,
I took inspiration for this
we need
story
more like...
from when me and my sister were younger.
Well, they're called couch co-op games. That's not the UK word for it. It'd be sofa co-op games, I guess. But we need more couch co-op games like this, so I'm always happy to see it.
Right, this silly story.
I'm happy to see him, but I know full well that I'm never going to play him.
We got it.
Yeah. That is also very true.
Follow my lead. Are you for real, Zoe? I wrote it when I was a kid. What sort of devil child were you?
Hands above your head.
What now? Ah! I did not sign up for this! Brace yourself, Zoe! Attack!
Looks cool.
Yep. This new Supermassive.
Ah, yeah.
Come on, VR.
You switch back to...
Status report. Looks like it penetrated through there.
I say come on, VR,
inspect
but I
the
know
hull
full
damage
well.
first.
Yeah.
90% of their games are like, nope, not a chance.
Doesn't look too good either.
I do think this is one of the Supermassive ones that I'm most excited for, because the setting, though, looks great.
You feeling all right?
This doesn't good.
My body's going one way and my mind's going another.
What is that? This ship is infected with an alien organism. It still doesn't feel real sometimes.
Never forget why you started.
Lord have mercy.
Do you think Williams knows more about this substance than he's letting on? We can't take any chances with him.
It can manipulate its physical appearance. It's changing its cellular structure. It's replicating the human form. It's replacing us.
I know this will be difficult to hear, but if you're still out there, you deserve the truth.
Looks visually stunning, to be fair.
Yeah, big.
October
big
2nd. In time for Halloween season.
Ooh, are we already talking about Halloween? I'm excited. Oh, here it is, Steelwool Studios.
Yeah, there we go. At least one,
So
maybe.
let me explain the situation.
Yeah, let's hope.
One of our contractors, Edwin Murray, has gone missing, leaving our property abandoned in his warehouse. Your job is simple.
Means another horror game I have to play.
And retrieve the technology that he was developing for us. It's a kind of prototype endoskeleton that can adapt to any costume and become any character. We suspect it may be malfunctioning, so just be aware of the slim but non-zero chance that you could sustain significant injuries while attempting to retrieve it, including but not limited to death or dismemberment. We fully expect the retrieval process to go smoothly and without incident, but just in case, we suggest you get your affairs in order before arriving.
Back to work.
Dude, they're showing some like VRAF interactions, but like things that would be a button press on the flat screen. So they're gonna show PSVR 2 footage.
Damage to property or person. Thank you for being a valued member of the Fazbear team.
We got a date.
Yep, 6/13/25.
Greetings from
Which
Moonwood.
makes more sense to
We're
me
the
than
creators of the Midnight Walk, a cozy horror game created entirely
the
in
Midnight
clay,
Walk.
where you will journey down a nightmarish highway riddled with terrors that want to devour you and your little lantern creature, Hawk Boy.
Together with your little friend, you must outsmart these terrors and bring back fire to this mad world we've handcrafted for you.
So please enjoy this short gameplay preview.
Sweet. Oh, I'm so excited.
Nice. I'm really looking forward to this one.
After the end of the world, the burnt one woke from a deep slumber.
The animation's so good looking.
Fire? I'd almost forgotten how it felt. You're the caretaker of this little firecracker? I reckon you must be headed for Moon Mountain. Am I right?
Close your eyes to make things clear.
Interesting.
It's really interesting. We were spot on with the idea that they're going to show hybrid games. But I expected them to show PSVR 2 footage. It makes you wonder, like, are they really holding off on showing PSVR 2 footage? Yeah, at least we got the logo. Yeah, I wonder if they're holding off on showing footage until...
Special thanks to Klaus
May 8th.
Orlov for that updated look at the Midnight Walk.
Whoa.
Up
Very
next,
cool.
a quirky new adventure
Yeah.
from Konami. In Darwin's Paradox, you play as Darwin, a clever octopus who finds himself dumped near a highly suspicious food processing center.
All right, this looks adorable. Like,
Use Darwin's natural camouflage and inking skills to escape
somebody
the
said,
facility
let's take
and save
Stray,
the world.
but like, make it ridiculous.
Yeah, making them bigger. One thing that really stood out to me in that Midnight Walk trailer as well was, like, we're talking about VRAF stuff for Five Nights at Freddy's, but for Midnight Walk as well, there was like the close your eyes bit, where the character closed their eyes and the enemy stopped. Surely eye tracked, right, on the headset? Surely.
I mean, you'd think so, right? It's like, and then of
It'll
course
end up
it's
being
a
a button press on it.
button press, definitely a button press on the flat screen, right? But then like, how do you navigate with your eyes closed? Do you just listen to the enemies? Like,
maybe
that would be really, really cool.
And experiment with tons of places.
Oh, that looks so good, though.
To send the enemy hordes flying.
Dino says it looks like Inside. Yes, it definitely looks like Inside, the octopus game.
Later today.
For whom are you working? I won't forgive you. Prepare yourself!
A PS2 era classic returns with Onimusha 2: Samurai's Destiny.
Big fan of Onimusha games.
Capcom is enhancing the original game with HD
Can't say I
graphics and a
played them,
host of
but-
quality of life features, including fine-tuned analog controls. Immerse yourself in Jubei's hard-boiled journey and fight through a world of turmoil alongside trusty allies. Onimusha 2: Samurai's Destiny comes to PS4 on
Listen,
May
we're
23rd.
kind of killing it, man. Like, we're 25 minutes in, we already got the two games we were hoping for.
Yeah.
And like anything else is just a bonus.
Yeah, I'm pretty satisfied with that, to be fair. A little surprised they didn't push the PSVR 2 stuff more for FNAF, but we know it's coming because all of the FNAF creators have played the game and they've played it on PSVR 2, so.
Right.
Capcom?
Wait, what is... Oh, this is for the new Onimusha game. I was half paying attention to the voiceovers.
I can't say I was, unfortunately.
Yeah, I caught half the words.
I'm glad you're paying attention enough for both of us.
This was such a cool series when it came out, but they kind of like blew their load on PS2. Like they just kept releasing game after game after game after game. I think we got 4 core Onimusha games on PS2, and then like at least one spin-off with the Onimusha Blade Warriors, kind of like they were trying to do like the Smash Brothers thing. And it was like, I think by the end of PS2, everyone was sick of it and being like, okay, enough. And then like 10 years later, we're like, where's Onimusha? They're like, well, like we missed that game. And like, didn't you guys remember? You told us enough. You told us to stop.
There we go.
Yeah, it's good to see it back.
City 6.
Jeez.
A little while off.
Yeah, might as well just forget about it. Plenty of time for PSVR 3 support to be added.
Colonel, tighten the security on this place. He's coming here, I'm sure of it. America is out to destroy the Shagohod and get its hands on your inheritance. The philosopher's legacy. Then they're out to kill me as well.
What's the story between you and the boss?
She was like a mother, and my master.
The Cobras will take care of him.
Do you hear me, Snake? We are the sons of the boss. I see it. The fear. A great and terrible fury at being alive. A host of sorrows. And you are one of them.
Why'd you come back? There's nothing for you here. Go home. Go back to your boss.
I still have the Shagohod and the legacy. There is nothing America can do to stop us. I'm not finished yet!
Embarrassingly, I only played Metal Gear Solid 1 and 2 and a couple of the portable ones. I did not play 3.
Now's your chance.
Yeah, right? If they have VR support, I'll do it. I promise. Ape Escape? What?
What? Was that part of Metal? It was part of Metal Gear. Okay. I don't know where that came from.
I was super confused because Miles was just in the chat saying Ape Escape VR, and I was like, wait a minute, what are you... What am I missing here?
What is this?
When the fury of emotions sparks the wildfire of violence, it dissolves our illusions and exposes...
We started in the air and I thought a new base combat game and I got so excited, but I don't think so.
I have
1,000 questions. Why did you come back?
I stood in the home I was born in. In that moment, I felt a connection.
Epsilon 11, sound off. Where are my men?
They're gone.
Choose your next move wisely.
hatred and lots of it.
I'm sorry, what are we looking at? What is this?
I don't know. I'm kind of baffled. The character designs are varying wildly, and the areas are also varying wildly.
We've begun to uncover.
Revealing AI's first game. I mean, it looks cool.
I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, I just don't understand what... It's called Coming September 4th. That's a bold name.
Hell
is Us. We saw a couple state of plays ago, I think, that turned up, and it was like a post-apocalyptic... And that's as far as my memory goes.
Post-apocalyptic something. Got it.
Something.
I'm sold, man.
And
I'm totally sold.
Yeah. I just remember us being equally as confused when we saw it the first time.
How can it be winter all of a sudden?
Miles says ChatGPT the game.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, this is cool. This world just looks awesome. Oh, this is more Lies of P, right? That's who this character's from?
My forever friend.
I think so.
Help me to hold your hand and dance.
You're not the puppet I was expecting. Who are you?
She was looking for someone. Legendary. She stepped up only because no one else could. Too many stalkers were lost.
We thinking sequel or DLC?
I'm thinking it doesn't matter to me because I'm not going to play it. Yeah. I heard some pretty good things about it. It just, no time.
Yeah, me too.
Rob in the chat says Lies of Q. That would make sense.
Nothing else comes close, not even my life. I swear I won't be late. Not again.
Base game required. You're right, DLC.
Summer, that's very broad.
Pixel Junk. Wow, that's a name I haven't heard in a while.
It's not a name I've heard, I don't think.
They made some great smaller games at the beginning of when you start getting downloadable games from the PlayStation Network back on the PS3, like Pixel Junk Monsters and Pixel Junk Racers. It's kind of smaller games, but always very good. This looks like it was made in dreams. What is this?
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it's just like the clouds you get on that when it's loading in something.
We don't know
Yeah.
where our children will put down roots.
That'll be the reveal at the end. Made in dreams. Dreams coming to PS5.
Oh Jesus! Don't do this. Don't torture me or anyone else here. Oh, that'd be amazing.
Nah, I wish. Yeah.
I like the idea of dude walking around in pajamas with like an assault rifle just over his back. Like, what the hell is it? Dude, the fact that they use dreams in the title is such a fucking tease. Oh my god.
That's such a yeah.
PSVR 2.
PSVR 2? What?
All right, I went from being like fuck you guys to being like all right.
こんにちは。
Okay.
キューゲームスのクリエイティブディレクターのバイオンです。
Interesting. All right.
私の最新作ドリームオブサナザーはいかがだったでしょうか。破壊なくして想像はないというテーマのもと、ドリームオブサナザーではシューティングゲームの常識を覆す体験ができます。武器で傷つけたり破壊するのではなく、抽象化している散らばった世界を具体化して想像することができ
That's a
る。
neat idea.
本作ではポイントクラウドというテクノロジーを採用し、プレイヤーは幻想的な夢の世界へダイナミックな変化を与えることができます。今年 PS5 登場予定で、本日からウィッシュリストへの追加ができ
But
ます。
it's another case of
あ
like
りがとうございました。
a game that I wouldn't be interested in too much
Hey
if it was
everyone,
flat.
I'm
But as soon as
Kristen
VR pops
Zatani,
up,
and I'm excited to share
then
even
I'm
more
on board.
PlayStation news in today's show.
Totally agree.
Oh,
Yo.
they really just threw that up there.
The definitive version of Ben Studios' post-apocalyptic open-world epic.
thought that would have
comes
more
to
fanfare,
PS5
but that's
with
crazy.
VRR support and PS5 Pro support. It also includes added content like permadeath and speedrun modes, an enhanced photo mode, new accessibility features, and Horde Assault, a survival arcade mode with increased horde sizes that will provide a fresh way to experience Days Gone. And if you purchase Days Gone on PlayStation 4, you can upgrade to a digital version of Days Gone Remastered and get all the content and features for $10. Days Gone Remastered
That was
launches
rumored
on
as such a
PS5
big thing for a while, and they've just really just thrown it out there like that. Just there you go.
Right, what's next? Bloodborne? It's like, come on.
Yeah, Bloodborne remake, and that's all you get. On to the next thing.
Right, exactly. Dude, I love Days Gone. I only made it halfway through. I think I spent about 30 hours in that game before I finally was like, all right, I got to go. Right, but damn, dude, I will definitely be downloading that and giving it another shot.
Launch this June. We've got some great PlayStation Plus updates today, starting with game catalog titles arriving on February 18th. Star Wars Jedi Survivor, Top Spin 2K25, and launching in a game catalog, Lost Records Bloom and Rage, from the creators of Life is Strange.
Did you girls ever see anything weird around these parts?
In this episodic adventure, players will join 4 high school girls living through the defining summer of their lives. What begins as a tale of friendship will eventually blend reality, dreams, and the unknown into a dual timeline narrative. The first episode of Lost Records Bloom and Rage arrives February 18th, with the second episode arriving in April. We're also excited to confirm 2 unique indie titles that will launch into game catalog later this year. Explore a mysterious mansion and blueprints, a genre-bending architectural adventure.
Screaming for VR support. Screaming!
Yeah, it is. It really is.
Every door is a new decision as you build out a sprawling manor with 45 shifting rooms, adding layers of strategy, puzzles, and exploration.
Come on,
Blueprints
imagine pulling
launches
that
day
book
one
out with
into
the...
game catalog this spring.
Come on, come on.
Abiotic Factor is a 6-player survival crafting game from Playstack and Deep Field Games. Stranded miles beneath the surface, you and a team of scientists must craft ingenious gear and traps to outwit your enemies and make this bizarre underground complex your new home.
Yeah, I'm always down for more like
Abiotic
co-op
Factor will be
games. I never get enough
available
of
in
them,
game catalog
so...
when it launches this summer.
Sure.
Now let's get a sneak peek at games coming to
Take
the
what I can get.
PlayStation
There aren't
Plus
that many
Classics
co-op games
catalog.
on flat screen PS5 that
Coming
compared to
soon
like
are the first 3
PC as a
Armored Core
platform.
titles
So.
from the original PlayStation. Armored Core Project Phantasma, and Armored Core Master of Arena. Meanwhile, Patapon 3 slides its way into the Classics catalog next week.
It feels like we're wrapping up a little bit here, aren't we? I wonder if there's anything...
No one
anything
knows
big.
how that world came into being.
What is this?
It devoured everything from the past.
This is beautiful.
Only I was left.
Yeah.
That was a fatal mistake.
I have no clue.
It's the aura of
Drawn a
prayer
blank.
pieces.
Yep.
I can sense it. As long as it is reforged.
My wish can be fulfilled.
Okay.
But wishes come at a price.
To pursue one's wishes is to court one's...
Man, games just look so fucking good these days, don't they?
Yeah, that's
Like,
it's actually crazy.
I don't think I've seen any trailers that I've been like, that doesn't look so great. I've seen so many that I'm like, I've never heard of this, and it looks incredible.
Especially those like huge Shadow of the Colossus style like creatures that are like just nuts.
And this is doing something weird, right? It's like mixing contemporary with post-apocalyptic, with fantasy, with it's just
Yeah.
it's weird, and I love it.
Gwendolyn, this is your final warning.
Was that a frame drop on the stream or on the game?
My quarrel lies not with
There's a lot going on there.
But
We'll
I
never
will
know.
take back
We'll never know.
everything that belongs to me.
That looks nuts
Even
though,
if
Jesus.
the price is
Right.
my soul.
All right. Cool.
Yeah, sure. But yeah,
The table is dead.
we're about to reach 40 minutes. Let's see if they end on that.
I mean, it did say 40 plus minutes. There's gonna be one more thing.
Okay, that could be.
Is this?
the soundscape. This is Marathon, 100%. Surely.
Okay.
I'm saying this is Bungie's.
Is something bothering?
I don't know actually. I don't know actually.
Just some noise.
Looking at the movement, I'm not sure. Yeah, that's the Marathon symbol, I think.
Deep down in the depths of Vulcan, you must retrieve the Architect's core.
They will send
I don't know, actually. I'm not so confident now. I have no idea. I was like, oh, this looks like Marathon, but I don't know.
I mean, whatever it is, it just looks like it should have VR support. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah. If it is Marathon, it's not how I envisioned it really looking. No Metal Eden, not Marathon. Very similar music and visuals, but not Concord 2, not Concord 2, cousin Ned. No.
Oh, captured on PS5 Pro. What do you got for us?
Remember this. DS! Showtime! I have these gaps inside my head. Satellite gives us a 10-minute window. You made it. That's just leftover hardware. It's been decommissioned. What the hell is happening? All I know is that Silver Core is a piece of my story.
Lost.
Yeah.
I'll cover you. All this time you just wanted answers about the tech in your head? Are you kidding me? This thing has ruined my life.
Jamie, whatever this is, great. But I do have to say, like, what a killer state of play. Like in terms of pacing, at least, right? It was just game after game after game after game. Even though we had developers talking here and there, it was like it didn't slow anything down really. Like this was.
Yeah, just a couple of minutes and then we're on to the next, right? Like it was pretty solid. I think they've hit the stride in terms of how they pace these things. Because even though I'm not interested in every game, and sometimes there are multiple games in a row that weren't really for me, I never really got bored. So yeah.
Yep, good variety of stuff. Yep.
Hello, I'm Leslie Benzies,
What's up, Leslie?
director of Mind's Eye, Builder Rocket Boy's new action-adventure set in the fictional city of Red Rock, where AI and human greed collide to bring Earth to the precipice of collapse. All captured on PlayStation 5 Pro. We're now proud to share some gameplay footage with the explosive combat and high-octane driving that you can expect on PlayStation 5 later this year.
What's going on in there?
It was an ambush. Do what you can. Do not lose her.
I'm not sure what to think about this one, to be honest.
Tires are out. Proceeding on
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't look like something I would play.
No.
Unless there's something more going on here that meets the eye. It's, as great as it looks, like covering a lot of bases, it has. There's something generic about it that I'm not sure is what.
Yeah. Yeah, it's this. I think I'm with you on that.
Right.
There's no like unique thing for me to grab onto, I don't think.
Yeah. Put a PSVR 2 logo up there and I'll grab on tight.
PlayStation Studios?
Oh, here we go. Turn the shit up. Let's do it.
It always comes back to this.
What are we looking at here?
This world, this moment, this choice.
to the radius.
Every time the sun dies,
Nailed it.
madness reigns. Then everything begins again. But after every death, I always come back stronger. I know that you are here, and I will find you.
This gives me Returnal vibes.
For sure, especially since they said after every death or something like that. They said something that reminded me of a roguelite. Saros.
Interesting.
Who's it
What
by?
studio is this? I'm wondering. Yeah, because there were talks of a new studio. Oh, never mind.
You nailed it with the house, with the Returnal vibes. That's pretty cool.
Damn.
Come back stronger. 2026, you
2026.
motherfuckers! It's
The way they
February,
cast.
you guys. It's
Hey
February.
everyone, I'm Gregory Loudon, Creative Director at
Hello,
Housemarque.
Gregory.
We are thrilled to announce that our latest game, Saros, is launching next year on PS5 and enhanced for PS5 Pro.
Give me something for
Saros
2025,
is the ultimate
please.
evolution of the Housemarque gameplay-first experience. It's a new single-player IP that builds on Returnal's award-winning third-person action. You play Arjun Devraj, performed by the brilliant Rahul Kohli. Arjun is a powerful enforcer searching for answers on a hostile, shape-shifting planet haunted
Art style's
by an ominous
sick.
eclipse.
Really good looking.
All of us at Housemarque can't wait to share more about Saros, with our first look at gameplay coming later this year. Thanks for watching.
That's us sorted. Okay.
That's it, we did it, yeah? All right. Listen, it was funny. I was just talking to AJ last night about Returnal. We were playing some Ancient Dungeon multiplayer. And I was saying, dude, as much as I loved Returnal, I would have killed for like a full-fledged single-player adventure that wasn't roguelite, you know? And although I'm getting the feeling that this could be another roguelite. So
Yeah, definitely from that one line. Coming back stronger for sure. That's the biggest roguelite flag. But yeah, I mean, it looks pretty great. I mean, Returnal as well is like just a lot of people love it for a very good reason. So I'm assuming this is going to be even better, hopefully. But interesting. I think that was an interesting one for us because we kind of predicted two games that were going to be there, and then one that kind of blindsided us a little bit. So 3 hybrids is that I want to say.
Yeah, so Secret of the Mimic, The Midnight Walk, and then Dreams of Another, which I got to say, I don't think I'd be all that excited about Dreams of Another if it wasn't for the studio behind it, right?
Yeah.
Pixel Junk has just been, they've been pretty cool, man. And I've always enjoyed, they've had like 1 or 2 misses, but overall I've really enjoyed their games. So
I think VR will add another layer to that for sure as well.
here, it is time for these blinds to come up. It was way too bright. It was way too bright before when we started this, but now it's nice and dark out. I want to hear it in the chat, everybody. 40 plus minutes of state of play, new games the whole time. I think the flat screen stuff. Usually, I'm just bored out of my skull watching the flat screen stuff, but there was a lot of stuff that was really interesting to watch. Things that would actually. I don't want to like make a commitment that I'm not going to keep because I probably won't play a lot of these games, but they were the kind of games that made me want to put the VR headset down for a little bit and maybe check out something else. So Salvador in the chat says 2 out of 3 paws. Give me a number out of 10 in the chat. What do you think? What's your rating? 1 out of 10, 2 out of 10? Jamie, I'm giving this a solid 8 out of 10.
8? I go. Usually I'm like a little bit higher than you. I'm going to go a little bit lower this time. 7.5. Still good.
I think I'm suffering from recency bias, in all fairness. It just ended. I'm kind of hyped on it. Yeah. So
I think I'd settle with a 7.5. It was good. I would have liked to. I mean, we got a release date for the Midnight Walk, I think, right? Did we?
You got a release date? Yeah, it's May 8th.
Did we get a release date for Secrets of the Mimic as well? I feel that was June. I want to say June 13th, if I remember right.
Yeah, I wasn't taking very good
numbers,
notes
and it threw me off.
We use
That's
the
great.
American style. Here, I actually just downloaded the trailers for these things, so I can bring up Secret of the Mimic. Yeah, it is like,
There's
again
a PlayStation blog or something.
very interesting again to see to see the footage that they chose to, even though they included the PSVR 2 logos in some of these trailers, they didn't actually show PSVR 2 gameplay. Whoa, we get some. Oh man, people did not like this state of play. I'm looking in the chat. I'm scrolling up. Oh man, okay. Flamehat's close to me. He says 8.2 out of 10. CatGPT is 6 out of 10. Steve Iri's 4 out of 10. Chris says 6 out of 10. Oh, Gluttony says 4 out of 10. Oh man. Now, so what was the deal? Is it that you just like weren't games you guys were excited for? Did you expect to see more PSVR 2 stuff? Because honestly, like again, we were based on the wording. We went into this kind of saying, it could be very possible that there's not going to be any PSVR 2 games at all. And so getting 3, including one that we'd never heard about before, I was like, that's pretty decent.
Yeah, I'm on the same wavelength as you. I think it was like expectations-wise, I was expecting nothing. So getting 3, even though 2 of them we already knew about, but we're getting release dates for those 2, which is more than I thought as well. Yeah, I mean, I see a lot of people being disappointed that no Aces of Thunder is there. Some people saying Aces got cancelled. I don't think Aces is cancelled. I think it's okay. But I get that. Like, there are some games there that we were dying to have release dates for. One like Aces that has been around since PSVR 2 launched has been shown off. I get that. There's frustration there. But I think, overall, good state of play.
Yeah, I mean, listen, Resident Evil 9 wasn't there, so 0 out of 10. Is that how we're doing this? It's like the game we wanted to see wasn't there, so I guess it sucked. Yeah,
no Half-Life Alex, no Resident Evil 9, no Halo VR, no, fuck it.
Yep. No, this was I'm really happy, man. I think the Secret of the Mimic stuff was really good, especially since I'm really unfamiliar with that. I haven't really paid attention to any of the first looks that those YouTubers have been putting out.
Yeah, neither.
And so again, this does look like sort of that fully fleshed out world that I've really enjoyed playing in the Help Wanted games. But now it's like it's gonna feel like a full cohesive world, I think. And yeah, I think that's what I was looking for from a Five Nights at Freddy's game, which makes no sense because that's never what those games were about. So
yeah, like I remember seeing the last Steel one that was more like a narrative. I didn't really, what was it called? Security Breach, that was it. And the DLC for that, I never played on the flat. I watched some people play a bit of it, and I was like, if this was in VR, probably would give it a go. Even though that means I have to like submit myself to another horror game, which is never a good thing. But now this one is confirmed. They seem to be confident in it if they're showing off the VR version of the game, even though we didn't see any VR gameplay there, and they didn't even say PSVR 2. If they're showing off to creators who love the franchise their VR version first, I think that's hopefully a good sign. I hope.
Yeah, listen. Everybody said in the chat. I think you said it already. It's like we've got a 2-year anniversary for PSVR 2 coming up, literally 10 days from now, and so I do think that I'm guessing that their strategy is, hey, we're gonna announce these games, give some release dates, and then but then we're gonna hold back on the PSVR 2 coverage, because then what the fuck are we gonna do on the anniversary if we blow our load today? So I think it's gonna be. I think I'm guessing it's gonna be a PSVR 2 spotlight. What is it? Is it the 22nd? Is that what it is?
Second,
for,
yeah, 22nd.
Yeah, could totally see just seeing, oh, hey, for every 15 minutes we're going to reveal some PSVR 2 stuff, and 3 of those things are going to be footage of games that we saw today.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. I think that's probably the most realistic outlook on that. And like, it's not too long to wait either. It's like 10 days and we'll know. So it's, if there's 3 here that we've seen and 5 there, including some repeats, that's a fair bit of content to like chew on for the 2-week period that we're in at the moment. So yeah.
It's so funny that you had mentioned the eye tracking stuff, closing of the eyes for the Midnight Walk, because when I was watching it, I was like, that's not even what I was paying attention to. So I really want to bring this up and bring it up full screen and maybe take a little closer look at what they showed us today.
There's a lot more combat than I thought. Like, in terms of straight up shooting enemies, it's a lot more like full on than I anticipated. Which is, fun in VR. I like shooting things. But yeah, it was that eye tracking thing, which I hope they implement, that was really kind of the one that I latched onto there. I think that could be really immersive. And I saw somebody, I can't remember, I apologize, in the chat midway through that, saying that apparently if you close your eyes, the sound does get better. like the sound is enhanced for you. You can kind of hear enemies a bit more. I don't know what the source is for that. I think they said one of the blogs, so that could be really cool.
Did we check the blog to see if there was any new posts from?
There are, but I don't know if there are any VR ones.
All right, let's see here. I'm scrolling through. Scroll. Onimusha, Metal Gear Solid, Koei Tecmo, Darwin's Paradox, Directive 8020, Borderlands 4, Splitgate 2, load more. It's too many to even fit on the front page. Dave the Diver, Lost Soul, Sonic Racing, Digimon Story, Shinobi, Monster Hunter, Elden Ring. No, again, this is I just again wonder if they're holding out for the anniversary.
Yeah,
that's why they're not.
I think it's
saying
definitely a possibility. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Time will tell, but I put my money on that if I had to.
Yeah, this looks great though. Like you'd mentioned the animation, just being like how good it is, like the stop motion kind of claymation stuff. And I mean, listen, this is going to look fine on the flat screen, but I think it's going to look stellar. You know, with the stereoscopic VR perspective. I was playing. This is such a throwaway thing to say, but I'm going to say it anyway. There's going to be one person in the chat that cares. I was playing Coraline on the Nintendo DS last night. Right? I've just been really into Nintendo DS games recently. I don't know what it is. And so Coraline, obviously, like this great Tim Burton animation and like whatever, but like the DS game looked like it was taken from the PlayStation 1, right? Like just like generic animations and stuff. And so it's like it didn't even feature the cool animation that, you know, you dug from the movie. And so, you know, it felt like something was missing. And so it's really cool that we're in this era of games that, you know, the games are going to look just as good or better than, you know, things like Tim Burton movies that we saw decades ago.
Yeah, like I've never seen. I don't think I've ever seen that implemented into a game like this before, where I'm going to be able to see. Because my background is in like as a kid, and still like to this day, I do a lot of stop motion animation work in my own time. I just enjoy the medium is amazing, and I don't think I've ever seen any VR implementation of it. So seeing that in full scale, I think it's going to be really mind blowing. It's such a good medium, man. I'm glad this game exists. Is all I can really say as a final thing. Like I'm glad it's been made, and we're going to get to experience it on this headset.
I saw Thwacket in the chat quoting something, and here it is. Yeah, this is what he's quoting. I just went to the PlayStation Store, and at the very bottom it says the entirety of the Midnight Walk can be experienced either on a screen or in VR with PlayStation VR 2. Use the DualSense controller as your portal into the unknown, or grab the Sense controllers and step into the endless night in VR. In the headset, use eye tracking to enhance the experience by closing your eyes to focus on sounds and manipulate the world around you. Strange as it sounds, try it for yourself. That's really cool. Sometimes like there's little details like that that they throw on the PlayStation Store, but like you just don't really get from the trailer. So very, very cool. Thanks for pointing that out to us, Thwacket. Good stuff.
I think that'll be sick. I'm looking forward to that.
Me too. All right, man. Usually we spend a little bit more time hanging out and kind of, you know, taking a little bit of deeper dive into the trailers that we saw. However, I've got a Gamescast to do in like legit.
You got a show to do, man.
30 minutes. So hopefully Wes has been paying attention, and he and I can take a look at some of that stuff in just a little bit. And we've got a full show for you on top of that. As we said, we were fully expecting that there would be no PSVR 2 games at the State of Play today, and so we wanted to make sure there was a full episode of Gamescast ready for you guys. And so now it's going to be like a doubly full episode of Gamescast. So good stuff. Real quick shout out before we call it quits to Radboy, who gave us $5 tip. Says, I hope all your dreams come true today, Bryan. This was a little while ago. He also says, hi Jammy. Also, Alien has not done a good Quest 3 port. LOL. Long live PSVR 2. I haven't played it on Quest, but I did see the VR Grids video.
Yeah,
and
me too.
Oof, that's a shame, man. I think Quest 3 is capable of way more than that.
Yeah, it doesn't see like even on PSVR 2. We're talking about this a little bit before we started. Like the port for PSVR 2 at points felt like it was kind of held together by string in terms of optimization. And putting that on standalone, yeah, you can kind of see how that's gone a little bit awry there. But hopefully they do some work on fixing it up, and like it's good that these comparisons are out there, right? So people don't expect the quality of like PC VR or console.
Oh no, Johnny Rapop in the chat just said Midnight Walk comes out when you guys are at PAX. Oh no. Oh God, Jamie, you know, we were just talking about that before, about how real life will interfere with our ability to play and review some of these games, but not the Midnight Walk. No, we got to cancel the Game Cat meetup. No, I'll just bring my entire editing PC and PS5 and PSVR 2 packs. We'll make it happen.
Sounds like a plan.
Yeah. So we got to figure out how to get Jamie to PAX. I don't know how we make that happen. We just got to figure out how to do it. He's got to get in like Miles's luggage or something.
I can fit in a suitcase if I don't know. I probably can't actually. Depends what size suitcase we're talking about. But hell yeah, that'd be sick. That'd be very cool.
All right, man. Well, listen, thank you so much for hanging out today. It's always a pleasure to get to shoot the shit with you, and I'm just glad it wasn't a total waste of time because we got some fun games today.
There were VR games here, so I'm happy. You seem happy. Most of the people in the chat are happy.
Yeah. Listen. I'm used to our chat. If happy is up here, they kind of live like right around here. Mm-hmm. I'm usually right around here, right? And then there's like some trolls that are like way down here. And I don't know what they're doing, but that's like really suggestive. I'll say that. All right. Guys, make sure you go subscribe to Jammy over at youtube.com/@JammyHero. Doing great work there, keeping up with all the PSVR 2 news. Meanwhile, all I do is I just do this. I just live stream these days because it's easy. I do the easy stuff.
It's just lies. This is lies. No.
It's teamwork, man. Between all the you know all the PSVR 2 channels. Everyone's working together to get all the information we possibly can out there in all sorts of different ways. And so you'll always be part of the Without Parole family if that's something you even want to consider yourself part of. And
gladly, thank you very much.
Always welcome to come back here, Jamie. Thank you guys for hanging out here. As we said at the beginning of the show, you could have watched this anywhere, and we were thrilled that you chose to watch it with us. Make sure you come back in 28 minutes for today's episode of Gamescast Live. Have a good night, everybody. We love you all.